how would you like to maximize the rewards that you get back on your credit cards? Or said another way, if you've got a couple credit cards and one of them has, let's say, 2% cash back, and the other ones are 1% cash back, but you have a low spending limit, and you think, well, I can only use it up to, let's say, $1,000 during the month. Well, wouldn't you like to be able to use that card that gives you 2% over and over and over again, or at least to whatever the amount is that you spend? Of course you would. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Whether you're an individual and you want to use that one particular card that has a low spending limit, I'll show you how to be able to use it the entire month. Or you're a business owner and you want to be able to use the best card or the best cash back. It can be cash, rewards in the ways of miles or points, doesn't matter. This works for all of them. So I'm Brian. Why would you pay any attention to this at all? Well, I got out of over $200,000 worth of debt after a divorce. I'm also a business owner, and I've spent over $100,000 a month just with credit cards. So I maximize everything I can do with those cards. So I always say, the banks don't care about you. The government doesn't care about you. It's up to you to take control of your financial future. If you want to achieve freedom, real freedom, you have to achieve financial freedom. So let me show you what I mean. I'm going to give you two examples and explain it. Example one here. Let's say that you're an individual and you have two credit cards, and the limits on those cards, one is $1,500 limit and it gives you 2% cash back. You have another card that has a $2,000 limit and it gives you 1% cash back. Okay, follow me here. You spend $3,000 a month on your credit cards. I'm assuming that you pay off your credit card every month. You just use your credit card to pay various expenses so that you can receive the benefits, whatever they may be, miles, points, cash, and you pay it off every month. So you're not keeping a balance because that's high interest rates. You don't want that. So you spend $3,000 a month, and currently you spend $1,500 on this card because you get 2% back, and then you've hit your limit. So you say, all right, I got to spend the rest on the $2,000 card. So what does that mean in terms of rewards? Well, if you spend $1,500 on this card, you maxed it out, you're going to get $30 back, 2% of $1,500. Then you put the rest on this card, the other $1,500, because you're spending a total of $3,000. 1% back on this card would be $15. So the total back using that method would be $45. What would be preferred? What would be preferred is you spend the whole $3,000 on this card that gives you 2%. That would yield you $60. I'm going to show you how to do that in a moment. Second example. You're a business owner. You have a limit on a card of $10,000. That card gives you 2% cash back. You have to spend $20,000. Let's say you have a supplier. You have to place an order for $20,000. Maybe you've got another card. Maybe it gives you nothing back. Maybe you're going to wire some money, whatever it may be. But for whatever reason, believe me, many businesses do this. I don't know why. They let you use a credit card, and some of them, the ones I deal with, don't charge me an extra fee. I'm not sure why, but they don't, so I maximize my cards. So you want to use this $10,000 card to pay for that $20,000 order, but your limit is $10,000. So you put $10,000 on this card, and then you give them another $10,000, however you may do it. But ideally, you want to use the whole $20,000 on this card so that you can receive $400 back. That's substantial. Like I said, in one of my businesses, I spend over $100,000 a month. We're talking about $2,000 at a 2% rate. Okay, so how can you do this? Well, know how it used to work. How it used to work is you would use your credit card, and then they would send you a statement after the statement billing period. It doesn't have to be a month. I mean, a calendar month of the 1st to the 30th. Maybe it was the 5th to the next month. But let's just say it's the 1st through the 30th. Then you get the statement, and then you send in a check, and you pay it off, and then you're back to zero and you can use the card again once a month. But now, because things can be paid online, that's the trick. What do? Well, you can actually log in online, see your balance, pay it from your bank account, and then once it clears, and that can take a couple days, but once it clears, your balance goes back to zero. You don't have to wait till the end of the month. You don't have to wait till the end of the billing period. As soon as you spend that money, you can then log in, pay it, set it back to zero, and use it again. Let me give you an example for both 1 and 2. So in the first example, this being a calendar here, let's just say that this is the 1st of the month, the 12th, the 15th, the 30th. So this represents the whole 30 days. Okay. This individual says, all right, well, during the month I spent $500. Maybe it's on gas and some groceries. Then by the 12th, I had some other things I purchased. That was $1,000. So there, I've used this card for $1,500. I'm at the 12th of the month. Can't use it again. No, you can. Here's what you do. Log in and pay it. You pay it, let's say, on the 12th. It usually takes a couple business days to clear, and then it'll reset your balance. Typically, they don't count Saturday and Sunday. These days, I'm not entirely sure why, but they don't. So it's usually 2 or 3 business days. And then you have the $1,500 available again. So your balance, let's say by the 15th, is back to 0. So now, the other $1,500, you don't have to put on that 1% card because you got your balance back to 0 in the middle of the month. You use another $1,500 on the card. You log in and pay. So at the end of 30 days, you're back to 0. But you used it for $1,500 and then another $1,500. On various cards that I use, I've been able sometimes to typically use them 4 times in a month. So if I had a $10,000 limit, I could actually spend $40,000 on the card. Now, the supplier or the person you're purchasing with, you would have to call them up and say, look, I'm going to place this order in 2 weeks. Can you go ahead and charge my card for $10,000 now? I'll call you back in a week, and we'll charge it again for another $10,000. That's how it would work. So in the business case, you would call up, you charge for $10,000, you wait a couple days till it's reflected on your statement, you log in, you pay it. A couple days later, you now are set back to 0 because you paid it. You charge another $10,000, and then you pay it. By the end of the month, you're at 0 again. What did you get? Well, you were able to optimize it and get the $400 instead of just getting the $200 and paying it out of another bank account. You can use this method. I've used it on, I want to say, probably 7 or 8 different cards. I've never had a problem with logging in and paying. They're completely fine with you paying your bill early. Doesn't bother them. A couple days later, resets to 0, you can use it again. So on your best cards, sometimes you may have a card that gives you unbelievable amount of miles. So whatever it is, miles, points, cash, you can use it again and again and again and maximize your rewards. So I hope this was helpful. Always appreciate a like so other people can see this. It helps push the videos out. And please do subscribe so you can see all the videos on getting out of debt and helping you to invest and achieve the financial future that you want. Thanks for watching.